got some inside information on Terrence Crawford and what happened with Canelo and Jake Paul and with Terrence Crawford and all that type stuff. So I got some inside information. Let's get it. So it was told to me, and I had a couple of sources on this, that simply came down. The Jake Paul fight money wasn't guaranteed, that was based on the revenue, and I'm gonna get to that a little bit later in the video. But Turkey Al-Sheikh guaranteed Terrence Crawford for Canelo. He guaranteed that money for Terrence Crawford. That's what it came down to, was the Crawford and the Jake Paul fight. He said Turkey Al-Sheikh, guaranteed him more money for the Crawford fight versus the Canelo fight. Versus the Jake Paul fight. And that money was guaranteed, and the Jake Paul fight money wasn't guaranteed. It was based on the revenue that they were expected to do, which they could have exceeded that, they could have fell short, they could have hit that perfect number, right? But apparently, whatever that number they thought was realistically going to happen, Turkey Al-Sheikh guaranteed him more money. He guaranteed him more money than what they could have made. Now, could they make more money doing Canelo Jake Paul than the guaranteed money that Turkey Al-Sheikh offered them? Yeah. That's very possible. That's very possible. But, he went with the large guarantee, and it just came down to Turkey Al-Sheikh guaranteeing them more money than they was expecting to make versus Canelo Alvarez. Now, another sticking point too, and I heard this from a different source, was that Canelo Alvarez, Jake Paul wanted 50% of the pot. Versus Canelo, he wanted 50-50. And his reasoning was basically saying he fought Mike Tyson. I fought Mike Tyson, that did better numbers than anything you did in your career in his mind. And, I don't think Canelo wanted to do 50-50, but if he did 50-50 with Jake Paul, that mean the money was super duper right. So it basically came down to Turkey Al-Sheikh, guaranteeing them the money that Jake Paul and them couldn't guarantee. And then it boiled down to, Jake Paul wanted 50% of the revenue. Now maybe Jake Paul backed up to a 40-60 split. I think Turkey just money so long, he played Big Bang Tank, Little Bang versus Turkey Al-Sheikh. So, that's what it was. Nothing more, nothing less. And, we can continue to dig in and dive and talk this back, that, and the third. It was business. And Turkey Al-Sheikh was, willing to go out there and capture that fight for Crawford. The rumor was Crawford was prepared to walk away from the sport of boxing if he didn't get this fight. So, ultimately, that was his choice. So be it. It's the game. It's the game. So I ain't surprised about it. They could have made a bunch of money fighting Jake Paul, but guess what? The Jake Paul fight, you don't get it in 25, don't get it in 26. But who's to say he do this 4-fight deal with Turkey Al-Sheikh and the Jake Paul fight still won't be available? So who said it will? But he opted. It was pretty much the Crawford fight versus the Jake Paul fight. And ultimately, I don't know if Turkey said, look here, if you take that Jake Paul fight, I'm good on it. So I'm take the, because you think, hey, I could have fought Jake Paul, then fought Terrence Crawford. You heard what Jake Paul said. Jake Paul said that you could have just fought me first, and then that would have made the Crawford fight even bigger. But I'm starting to think maybe Turkey was like, nah, man, we ain't doing that. We give you a little layup fight in May, pay you good money in May, and then pay you extremely good money, for the second fight of the deal. So if you feel like you're going to lose the fight, guess what? We'll guarantee you 2 more fights after that. We will guarantee you 2 more fights after that. So, like I said, it was more security. The Jake Paul fight, even if it was a major hit, maybe Turkey was like, I don't know this to be true, maybe Turkey was like, I ain't fucking with you no more if you take that fight. So you can kiss whatever else left. And obviously Al Heyman and he could, or somebody else could have done the Terrence Crawford fight for him, but it wouldn't have been as lucrative, and it's probably nobody willing to put that money up to make it happen. So that's the wild thing about it. So, you know, he just, you know, Turkey gave him security before the fight, and he gave him security after the fight. Jake Paul couldn't compete with the money. Jake Paul couldn't compete with the resources. Turkey is, you know, working with PBC. Turkey working with Top Rank. Turkey working with ESPN. He working with, you know, independent fighters like Terrence Crawford. So, you know, Jake Paul, you know, it is what it is. I feel him. You know, it's frustration when you feel like you got something signed, sealed, and delivered. You got the press conference. You got the poster done. That takes money. You got shit notarized. You got attorneys that got it here. And then, you know, he pull out at the last minute. Guess what? I still got to pay these attorneys for their money. I got to pay people for notarizing stuff. I got to pay people for all that. Or you know, notaries and all. You got to pay people for all. That's money gone. So all this money that I was, you know, planning on recouping, which is a small thing, you know, recouping through this fight. Now I'm not recouping. It was a waste of time. So, yeah. So basically, you know, and Jake Paul, basically his worth is his worth. He said, I ain't coming off 50-50. You know, he's like, I ain't coming off no 50-50, bro. Like, and Canelo said, fine, Punta. And it sounded like, you know, from the look, the sound of it, like Canelo was fine with the bread. Like, okay, 50-50 it is what it is. You know, I don't know if he don't like what Turkey was saying or money with Turkey. You know, but ultimately, if, like Jake Paul said, he signed a contract, you know, he signed a contract, you would abide by that contract. That's how I feel. You signed a contract, that really wasn't no contract that they signed. Could be somewhat of an agreement or something like that, but if it's a contract, we can go in court and uphold that contract. But it wasn't. So, it is what it is. Jake Paul gonna do what most young people do today. He gonna get his clout up off of this. He gonna get his clout up. He gonna get his clout up. That's what he gonna do. He gonna get his clout up. You know, he gonna clout chase off of this. You know, he gonna clout chase off of it. And you know, he gonna get his numbers up off clout chasing, and that's gonna be what it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I feel him though. You know, you feel like you got something in the 1 yard line and it don't get done. But guess what? They gonna take a bad situation in this generation and they gonna, you know, use it for marketing. They take shame and they market shame in this generation. You got people talk about some of their shameless moments on the internet and monetizing it. You know, they took the saying, "There's no such thing as good or bad publicity." They took that shit literal. But you gotta understand, and I tell this to a lot of young girls, man. You out here and you think about getting tattoos, or you think about putting your body on the internet. That's there forever. You know, that's there forever. Real talk, that's there forever, sis. Forever, ever, forever, ever. So when you go be a mother, when you go be, you want to be a teacher or a nurse, when you go decide to put your body out there, or you go decide to be a porn star, you start to get a tattoo, that's going to close doors for you that you cannot reopen. You know, all these tattoos right here, you getting here, like, why? You know, but you try to explain it to people. You try to, you know, let them understand. They don't understand. And then, you know, they get through life and they put this shameless shit on here and they want people to look at them different and say, I was young, I was a victim. You wasn't no victim. How are you a victim? And I told you it was, and people told you it was the ramifications or the consequences of these actions. You're not a victim. Hate to break it to you, you're not a victim. You're not. I was a victim, yeah. Victimese, but yeah, but it is what it is. So, you know, see, you know, Jake Paul put a challenge, said my fight gonna be bigger than anything you do. Cool, let's see. Let's see. Bitter talk. Canelo don't care if your fight bigger. As long as that check clear, that check cash, he don't give a hell about shit else, bro. Long as that check cash and that check clear, Canelo don't give a damn about nothing. He right when he said all Canelo care about is that cash. You damn right. You damn Skippy. You damn Skippy. You damn Skippy. I should have got out earlier, starting to snow already. I feel like I should have got out earlier. But I'm gonna knock all this out today. Or I ain't gotta do nothing tomorrow. So, yeah, you know how the game go, man. But so be it. Maybe driving so stupid out here, bro. You know how the game go. But yeah, I feel them. I do. Frustration. But I wonder if Canelo was gonna have to take a dive. Or now I won't say take a dive, but have to like pull back. But you know, this is the plan. You know, we have been hearing this for years, and I don't know. You know, Canelo has found a way how to finesse himself. Come on now, look what you're doing. He's found a way to finesse himself. You know, he's found a way to finesse himself out of situations before. Remember, he got out that zone contract. Now, getting out that Saudi contract, that ain't gonna be fucking easy, but you know, he know how to finesse it. But hey, I appreciate y'all. Check out the Box Rumor playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Join the Patreon.